Hello, everyone. The Other People Show at 10:33 on 92.5 WLSD The Vault, AM 1220, and WLSDradio.com. You can also go to The Other People Show on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram. Type in The Other People Show. Every time I listen to this song and I hear this song, I'm disappointed a little bit. I gotta be honest. I'm disappointed that it's me. I'm disappointed that it's The Other People's Show. Not because I don't think that we have a quality show. Because we do. But for my very much informative years in the mid-2000s, I guess up to like 2009, maybe 2010, the song was one of the opening song to the Ron and Fez Show, which is a show that I relish in, often driving to work, when I go out to my car to sit and ponder and think. And I've never been able to get the type of show that they had. I've tried, and that's why this show is also considered a drama, a theater of the mind. And that's what I've wanted it to be, and that's what the Ron and Fez Show. Theater of the mind. I want the audience never to know if what you're listening to is real or if it isn't. I mean, a lot of it is real. Like, it's real that I've got a phone charger that is stuck around this pin, and I'm trying to untangle from the mouse while I'm trying to have this conversation on the show. But I've been in a very reflective mood the last little bit, and I think it's good. I think it's all coming to a good point tonight. And this is, I don't want to say, this is not a big, huge accomplishment. But tonight is 9 days that I've not drank anything. And I can feel it. I can honestly feel better. I can feel it in my bones because my skin's glowing again. And that's not due to any of the Botox or any of the plastic surgery that's happened. It's due to the not drinking for 9 days. I know that. I know this. It's not due to the ring light, the magnificent light in the studio. It's due to not drinking. So if you're not drinking, let's make this no drink December. Today is December 1st. Try not to drink for December. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to. I did 30 days. I'm doing 30 days in the hole. 30 days no drinking, and today's day 9. Now, that doesn't mean that I really didn't know how many days it was until I counted up earlier, because I knew that I was going to bring this up a little bit about on the show. And another reason that I bring this up is I see, and it wasn't even like it wasn't apparent, but I do have this kind of almost like a ninth degree of Kevin Bacon friendship with Andy Dick. He was in my film Virginia Running, which I've had several people ask me to go back and re-release it or re-edit. And I thought about it. I really have, but I don't know. I don't feel. I don't feel the heart for it, and I do know that I wasn't able to get everything that I needed from Andy like I could now. It was a wasted opportunity in a way, but what can you do? That was in the past. But I've went in on YouTube last night, and I see videos of Andy, and they make me sad. He's been blackballed from Hollywood due to his antics, due to drinking, but due to also he's staying with people in like an RV, in an RV camp, and they're exploiting him by having, people sending money for Andy to drink to cause problems. So it's this vicious cycle that he's in. And he did a podcast a couple of years back. It was called Addicted. And it was his, where he would have, therapists and, psychologists and doctors and all these kind of physicians and things on his show to try to get him help and get him sober. Because he had said he had been into rehab over 27 times. And that was back in like 2020, 21. And it's sad to watch the descent, because you can go back and you can watch the early career and then the young and the spry, and you can see when it and kind of chronicle how it goes down. And you can probably do that for somebody, probably a 9 degree of Kevin Bacon of someone that as well. So I say that to say a lot of the time of year that's going on now is a lot of the depressive times for a lot of people, and they turn to the bottle, or they turn to alternate ways to cope and to deal. And I'm not judging, but I'm saying people can you can reach out. I think we live in a great community where you can reach out to someone. And maybe even somebody can hopefully reach out to you if you need them. You can always do that with the show. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I did want to know, because I'd written, right before COVID, and I don't know if I've ever really told this story on air before. I'm not really sure I have. It was kind of right before, in 2019, I had moved back to D.C. I had moved back to the D.C. area, mainly Arlington, and was working back at a radio station up there, 105.1 WAVA. And it was right in Arlington. And Andy and I had had got back in contact, and I was getting ready, and I had actually written out, a rough draft of this kind of like maybe a 15-minute pilot for Andy. And what I had concocted was there was going to be enough time and enough funds to be able to have a couple of us fly out to California, going to film Andy's. One of two things is what we had thought about. We had thought about the original. Now that I'm thinking about it out loud, the original plan was to have my friend and director Jake and myself fly out, film his stuff, edit, pitch, whatever. But then I got the bright idea that would help us and Andy as well, is that one of us could go out there and get him, but turn it into, if possible, a road trip. Document and film the entire thing. Then we said, well, we could get a plane ticket. We don't want to trust him getting on the plane. Let's go out there, get him, come back, film what we needed, and then do a little East Coast tour of Virginia. We were going to hit maybe the DC Improv or the Arlington Cinema and Draft House. We could do that there. There was a couple comedy, maybe corned beef in Roanoke. So there was a couple different, places where he could do his brand of comedy as well, maybe charge 10, 15 bucks and get some positive publicity for him. He would stay on the sober bandwagon as well, and it would give us a little bit of more credentials because people would maybe, at least tune in out of his name recognition. And we would be also helping him as well because we're helping him get back into the spotlight, or a news article written that's not him getting arrested. That's not him doing something inappropriate, but something good. A good review. A fun time. A meet and greet with people. My interaction with Andy was very cordial. I had, been in contact with Andy for, I guess, about 5 months, when a couple days before he was doing a promotional tour for Division III football's finest, and was coming from California and doing a tour of America. And we, negotiated and got to the point where he was able to fit in his schedule coming here. We filmed his scenes, played his film, and did the rest. Now looking back, I botched it. I got to be honest. That botched opportunity led to a lot of depression for me, to be honest with you. It really did. I was sad that I had wrecked or squandered. And it wasn't due to alcohol or drugs. It was due to incompetence. It was due to not being like in, the movie we just spoke of, The Killer, being focused, super focused at the task at hand. And now looking back, there are so many things that I could fix with Virginia running. I could get so much out of Andy that I wasn't able to get so much quicker as well. I know how to do that stuff now. So I bit off more than I could chew at the time. Now fast forward, going on, 12 years later, and Andy's not even a part of making movies any longer, and he hasn't been for quite some time, which is what's also led to his descent and who he hangs out with. That's just something that I've kind of been, watching and doing a little bit of research on this past week. Something else that happened today was Macaulay Culkin of Home Alone, Home Alone 2, The Good Son, Richie Rich, Getting Even with Dad, The Nutcracker. What is he in? The Only the Lonely? Is that the other John Candy movie that he's in? Saved. So these films, he got a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. So that was kind of cool. I saw today on Instagram someone had posted like a picture of him and his mother from Home Alone, which she stars on another show, and it was kind of like a picture of them then and then now, and that's kind of how I learned about that he got a Hollywood star. So that's kind of cool. Congrats to him. Now this is weird. About probably back in 2014. It was back when I guess it was 2014. My friend and I had got tickets to see his band up at the Black Cat in the DC area, and his band did all Velvet Underground songs, except made it about pizza. But her and I ended up getting into some kind of an argument, and we didn't go. I remember regretting that. Now, I do regret that because that would have been a very interesting memory. We're watching a band with Macaulay Culkin parroting Velvet Underground songs. Well, not really parroting, but changing all the lyrics for pizza meanings. Like with pizza. About pizza. Surreal. But it didn't happen. And it's only a story that I talk about that didn't happen. Something else that happened, and I watched the trailer for this a couple weeks back. Eddie Murphy has this new movie coming out, and it's called like Candy Cane Lane or something. And I got to be honest with you, it it looks awful. It looks terrible. Now I know like he had like You People, and then he had, like Dolomite Is My Name and Coming to America, which I didn't watch the second one. But I do feel that his kids' films, I mean, they just look terrible. This one looked just like basically Deck the Halls, which is the Matthew Broderick, Danny DeVito movie, I think, where one of them wants to get their house with so many decorations that it can be seen from space. Is that what it is? It's something along those lines. I think it is. All right, we're at a smooth jazz music festival. Enjoy the jazz. But yeah, maybe it was a quick check. I know Eddie Murphy has a lot of kids, but they've got to be older than that would enjoy. Sometimes actors or actresses make movies when they're older for their kids, but he's got to be to the point in his life where his kids are more than like 10 or 12, because this movie just looks like a paycheck movie. It doesn't look like he's got an ugly Christmas sweater, which is like a trendy thing, I guess. But the movie just looks bad. He looks like he's a dad trying to like outdo the other people in the neighborhood that have the most Christmas decorations at their house. It doesn't look like it's anything very good. Going by the trailer, and I think it has like a 5.6 on IMDb when I looked earlier. So I'm saying don't check that out. Now, we do have the upcoming Christmas season, not far away. Now, do you all wait to get your gifts? Are gifts going to be sparse this year? Because they are with me. Everyone is getting one gift. And it might be a re-gift. I might just do re-gifting this year. Now that I think about it, the gifts that I got last year or the year before that I didn't really care for, I still have those. I'm not like a pack rat, but I do keep gifts that I'm not going to use in hopes that I can re-gift it, because things are expensive. And why would I not want to give somebody a gift that they can enjoy? One time Talitha bought her mother something. It came with like a buy one, get one free something. 2 gifts. Talitha disagreed. She was going to give them both to her mother. I said, no. Give the gloves. They were like winter gloves that came with, it was something from like this place called Ulta. It was like gloves to make your hands soft. And then this other beauty product. That's 2 gifts. Not just one gift. I don't know. We'll have some people in here next week talk. Maybe we'll bring that up as a subject. I think it is being frugal. Because a lot of, especially kids, my nieces, I love them, and I want them to be happy, and they are, and they're great and wonderful nieces, and but they do have everything under the sun. What can you get them? I mean, I don't even know. Last year I went a little. I don't want to say I went overboard, because my overboard probably wouldn't be what your overboard would be. I think last year I got everyone 2 gifts. 2. This year, I'm getting like 5 people 1 gift. So I'm getting 5 gifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. So maybe 6 gifts at the most. Because, I mean, who has the funds to do that these days? Does anyone? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because, I mean, a box of cereal. If you go, I've quit cereal. I have. I have really stopped cereal because it's so expensive. And Do I really need it? Do I really need some more Cinnamon Toast Crunch or Fruity Pebbles? I don't even know if I really need that. Do I need that in my system? I'm trying to cleanse myself of alcohol so I don't need to pump myself full of Fruity Pebbles, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Golden Grams. Now, I do like the Oops All Berry. Those are delicious. But as with all the Captain Crunch cereals, they shred your mouth. Just shredded. So therefore, I've cut back on a lot of that kind of thing as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 2024. Now, I do remember when I was younger, getting to 2020 seemed like it was going to be like futuristic. And we are a lot as far as technology. I mean, just inside the studio, I've got 4 screens looking at me, plus a mixing board, ring light, phone, iPad, all this stuff. So technology has come such a far, leaps and bounds. So can you imagine, in 12, 15 years old, thinking about the creative writer at that age, if you want, let's write a futuristic story. And when I was younger, 2020 was the future. So now 2040, 2050, when these kids are 10 to 15 years old, let's say 20 years from now. So 2040, what are they writing about in their stories that seems futuristic to them? And I wonder what things 20 years from now will play out from those ideas. Because as we know, we do not yet have the George Jetson flying cars. Or like in The Fifth Element. We don't have that high tech, that kind of a technology at this point. But that's not to say that we won't, is it? I don't know. I don't think it's going to that point. I don't think we will ever have flying vehicles. I mean, we have planes. We have helicopters. But do we really need... I really don't, because most people can't drive, or a lot of people can't drive. So I know they're not going to be able to fly. I know that's going to happen. Not going to happen. There were so many things that I was going to get to and talk about tonight. We're going to have to wait until next week. Another short show tonight. But just giving you a little, because we're going to recharge. And I'm really trying to get, I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'm really going to try to get to 100 shows this year. After tonight, or I think after this week, I will be at 89. After tonight, 88 shows. Can I get 12 more shows into the rest of the year? I'm going to try. But thank you for tuning in tonight on 92.5 The Vault, WLSDradio.com, and all of our Facebook, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, The Other People's Show. Tune in this Wednesday on Facebook Live and on-demand section on WAXMradio.com for The Dark Place. It's in the on-demand section. And tune in next Friday night. You all have a good night. But how strange the change from major to minor every time we say goodbye.